So I eventually picked up the Vengeance Trail set, one that I was super excited for because I really do love spaghetti westerns, and the talent involved was just, well, exciting. So the first movie I pulled out of the set was Massacre Time, starring Franco Nero, George Hilton, and directed by Lucio Fulci, and I was just, well, wowed by the cast that we had here. And this is a fairly familiar story that we have here. You know, we've got Tom, played by Nero, who is a prospector that's brought back to his hometown by his brother Jeffrey, who seems to be a drunk that's lost the family homestead. And when Tom gets back to town, he notices that there seems to be a change in dynamics. Everything seems to be owned by a Mr. Scott now, this tyrannical man with an even crazier son, Junior, seems to rule this town with an iron fist. And you know what? You can kind of see what's coming right from the start. There is going to be antagonising situations, and it's going to be these two brothers against this family and army of, well, let's say, shooting practice victims, because they're going to be massacred at some point. Now, it's a familiar tale, but because of the talent of Nero, because of Hilton, you get some really fun moments in it. So you're kind of sure that Nero's capable of handling himself, but it's that restraint, that turning the other cheek, that really kind of builds up a little bit of anticipation within the movie, because he's constantly backing away from arguments and fights and just not biting, but you're waiting for that ultimate release. Jeffrey, on the other hand, played by George Hilton, is almost like a alcoholic savant. He seems to be a functioning alcoholic. In fact, the more alcohol he has in the system, the better he is at what he does. And what he does is shoot and kill people in fantastic fashion. He has this little quirk of shouting, "Hey gentlemen," before unleashing a volley of bullets that decimates everyone in front of him. And it's such a wonderful character. Just didn't seem to care. Just plodded along. Nobody really messed too badly with him, as they knew how good he was with a gun. But we get this wonderful sequence in a bar. It's a fight where Hilton is drunk, very drunk, and yet still kicking the ass of all these people until eventually he, gets overwhelmed by the amount of people that are there. But his brother steps in and it creates a fun sequence. The problem I had with Massacre Time is midway through the movie, it kind of loses its pacing. It loses where it's going. It takes us a strong dip into meandering nothingness, and it becomes almost bland and banal for a good 20-25 minutes, and you're waiting on something to kickstart this. There is a kind of wonderful sequence that goes on for a while, involving a whip, Junior and Tom, a fight at a party that is just brutal, and is going to be the catalyst for sheer destruction moments later, which, when it does come, is wonderful. The shootouts are fantastic. I loved the pairing of Tom and Jeffrey. I felt they were just great characters. Hilton and Nero together just made a great partnership within the movie, and to be honest, although the movie was at best good, but often just average, it was these two characters together that really elevated the film for me and made it worth watching. Of course, the shootout at the end is exhilarating. It's a shootout at the end of a Western. What else was it going to be other than exhilarating? I liked Massacre Time a lot. It was one I enjoyed, but I'm looking for more from this set. So we'll see what the next movies have to bring, and hopefully we'll find something a little bit more fulfilling. I'd love to know your thoughts on Massacre Time. Let me know in the comment box below your thoughts on the movie, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.